We got Spark jumping around up here. So I got this Datsun manual for the 320s. 0.6 to 0.8 millimeters. Does this have millimeters on it? Ooh, I'm real nervous. My heart's beating. Removing all of my treasures. I see a little secret. What do you expect your 60-year-old Datsun 320 to have on its drain plug? First start in however long it hasn't been started. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Hey, I'll count that. Good morning, YouTube. It's about 5:55 in the morning. I drove down to Paducah, Kentucky last night, and I picked this up. We'll get a better look at it once we get it off the trailer, but it's a 1965 Datsun 320. Fairly rust-free. We got this big whoopty here, but I think I can pull that piece off and sort of kind of straighten it up. Original red paint. It's been primered. Couple rust spots in the cab corners and stuff, but it's in pretty good shape. I got to get it off this trailer because here in about 2 hours I got to have this U-Hauls it yourself back to the we have the U-Hauls. So I think the easiest way to do it is honestly going to be hook it up to the back of the Courier, and then, well, I gotta air up the tires, and then just pull the 4Runner forward. So here we go. That really wasn't that bad at all. Kind of ghetto, but just did a ratchet strap on this and this. It's a big old chunky boy, so I wasn't scared of it breaking or anything. It has like a 12,000 pound, which I'm sure isn't real, but you know what I mean. This thing weighs like maybe 1,000 pounds. Crap, the hood release works. Actually, I don't actually have time to do anything. I need to take a shower. So I'm gonna spray stuff that needs to not be tight with lubricant, and then when I'll spray some PB Blast in the cylinders tomorrow, I guess. So I'm gonna spray all the linkages and the stuff. The stuff that needs lubrication. I've wanted one of these since the first time I saw one. They never come up for sale around here. They're, as you can imagine, 60-year-old import Japanese pickup truck, super cheap. I think I read, I don't know if this is true, I read something that there was only 1,000 of these imported. I don't know if that's 65 only, which I think is maybe the last year of the 320s before they moved up to the 520s. Regardless, there's not very many of these. They're super rare. This one is complete. I had to drive down to Paducah, Kentucky, trailer at home, nice feller that I bought it from. The story goes that this was his brother-in-law's. He's recently passed away, and basically nobody in the family wanted to mess with all these vehicles that he had, so he's been kind of offloading them on Facebook. So I'll give you a little walk around of just kind of where we're at with it. A couple days ago, I sprayed some PB Blast in the cylinders, so that's been sitting. The back wheel, or the back tires hold air, the front tires do not hold air. So first thing I'm gonna do is put some, I got some rollers from the Courier that came on the Courier that's the same wheel pattern with these old Japanese imports. So I'm gonna put some tires that will actually hold air on it, and then we're gonna roll it out. I'm gonna sweep it out, pressure wash it, clean up the engine bay a little bit. There's some mouse nest in the wiring, which is, you know, which is great. Okay, so passenger side, it spins. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does spin. This brake line here is on its last leg, so that's to be expected. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put some lubrication on anything that I think I'm gonna have to take apart in the next couple days. So so brake stuff. While we're under here, I don't know, look at this. This is paint. There's paint on the frame still. This thing is like pretty dang rust free. There's some Bondo here, but it doesn't seem like, I mean, it's definitely not great, but it's also obviously been primered, so I don't know what the deal is. There's some red under the primer, and then I was curious about this engine bay, like it's white, kind of gray, off-white cream, whatever. So I'm really curious as to what color this truck actually was. I'm assuming it was red, but did they paint the engine bays the same colors? Like, what's the deal? Can anybody tell me? Okay guys, so as you probably saw, we know this one's not locked up. I did this one time-lapse mode, and it was kind of sort of locked up-ish, but I just sprayed PB Blast like inside of the brake drum because I'm not worried about brakes right now. It seems like the back brakes are locked up. There's an emergency brake lever over here, and I have no idea how it works. So it very well could be that the emergency brake is stuck. Not super worried about any of that right now. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove whoever the last person to try to get this running and driving's. Actually, I respect this rig. This is respectable. They had it hanging from this, and they were just gravity feeding this little carburetor here. But carburetor is not locked up, or at least, you know, sort of ish. Well, I think I just broke it, but yeah, now it's stuck. Great. Okay. Anyway, there we go. I fixed it. Motor spins. You can actually spin it off the fan. Yep. I did put PB Blast in this the other day. I think I already said that. We're gonna vacuum this out. We're gonna pressure wash it. We're gonna sweep out the bed, and then I guess we'll vacuum out, kind of, sort of clean this, kind of. But I'm not that worried about it right now. By the way, look at the doors. Well, I mean, it closes better than the doors on the Courier, I'll tell you that. Okay, I got the interior kind of clean, sort of ish. But yeah, I mean, that ain't bad. The dash and everything is in super good shape. The shifter moves. Let's see, I've kind of been sort of gandering at some stuff while we're going. We don't have a key, but I'm wondering if maybe these blue wires, maybe he had set up some kind of this, like maybe jumps straight to the solenoid or something. These trucks, they originally came positive ground, and I was kind of freaked out by that concept. But I was doing a little investigating the other day when I was putting PB Blast in the cylinders. This ground strap is red, so I think it might be the original ground strap. But I didn't know this. Well, no, I didn't know this. But according to the internet, your positive battery post is always, the diameter is always bigger. Even, I mean, I guess it's been that way even since like 6-volt systems. But if you look, so this is black, but it goes to the solenoid, and then it also goes, it jumps up to this block. So yes, I do think, okay, no, that switch went to a fuel pump. So blue, and then there's an electric fuel pump over here. A Holly, that's a good one. Anyway, yes, so this is the actual positive, so it's been converted. Another hint of that is that this is an actual alternator, not, these originally came with generators. So obviously our wiring is kind of hodgepodgey, but this is a negative ground system. I'm gonna spray this down with some degreaser. I'm gonna remove this to just get it up out of our way, and then we're gonna pressure wash this. So let's do that now. First of all, how friggin' sweet is this? These actually work, both of them. They're complete. They're original. I mean, I'm sure this chain's been replaced. Looks like somebody's done some fiberglass repair. There's a ton of surface rust, but I mean, you just saw me walking around in this thing. These are whooped on here, and then it looks like somebody tried to, like, I don't know, shove a tarp in it or something, but that'll be easy to fix. I mean, these are just literally sheet metal rectangles. That one's got some rivets on it, and then it looks like somebody made a fuel pump access. I'm guessing that's probably, yeah, because the fuel tank is on that side. This thing does have the original fuel tank, and it looks it's not rusted out or anything. I'm sure it's full of junk right now, but there's potential that we could get that thing to work. But those are the only really interesting things back here. I didn't get this perfect, but it's better than it was. Okay, so now we're gonna actually pressure wash the engine bay, and then I gotta mow the grass. Yeah, my yard grows so insanely fast that it sucks. So yeah, we're gonna pressure wash this, and then I'm gonna mow, and then we're gonna see if we can get this thing running. All right, y'all, I'm gonna mow the grass now. Should give this plenty of time to dry out, and then I'll probably push it back into the garage so I don't get a sunburn, and then we're gonna see if we can get this 1965 Datsun 320 to bust off, and then the brakes probably don't work, and then the clutch probably doesn't work, and I'm not gonna be able to find parts. but I guess we'll try to figure it out. All right, I finished mowing. This has got plenty of time to dry off. I also leaf blowered it off. So what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull all 4 of these plugs again. I'm gonna spray a little bit more PB Blast in the cylinders, and then we're gonna turn it a few times over by hand before we hook a battery up to it. And then I think I might just go ahead and replace the battery cables. So come along with me as I do those things. All right, I went ahead and marked all of the spark plugs, even though it's pretty obvious. And now I'm just gonna turn this. There's a couple kind of tight spots. My hand is stuck. Can I get to the dang bolt down there? All right, it's a dang 1.5 inches. I don't have, or it's bigger than 1 1/8 inches, because that's the biggest wrench I have. So we're gonna try to see if we can use some channel locks from the bottom. If not, I'll just keep trying with my hands. Yep, we're turning it. Kind of gets a little hung up here and there, but hopefully that lubrication will assist in preventing that from happening. So also the sway bar, I guess this is the, yeah, this is the sway bar, is kind of in my way, so that's good. So I would assume this stuff would all be metric, seeing as it was Japanese, but I don't know. That's gonna need some lubrication. This is a 15 millimeter. All right, got a wire brush, some Scotch-Brite, and a little towel. The wire brush doesn't really fit, so we're just not going to use that. Take off this little washer. Put that in my magnet. All right, let's see if we can get to this positive cable coming off the starter. And then I guess I also need to navigate. All right. This is gonna take some work. So this looks like a 1-wire alternator. I don't think this is a large enough gauge wire, so I'll probably just disconnect all this stuff and then kind of mark it. Yeah, I'll just do a time lapse of me doing that. This is, the blue is going to the fuel, the fuel pump that someone had installed at some point. This blue is going to, this like other blue is going to nothing. This looks like it's going, I don't know if that's the voltage regulator, or I have no idea what this thing over here is. And then we've got the, yeah, alternator, fuel pump, nothing, and thingy over here. That looks important. Thingy over here looks important. So tear this down.
got that all torn down. I might have to pull the distributor cap off. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of down here below the distributor. And then this is the wire that goes to the other side of the solenoid. So I'll probably have to pop that off for my loser switch. All right, it's 12 millimeter. It's not very tight either, so can I already finger loosen it? No. All right, I used my regular wrench. Got it loose enough now that I can get it with my little fingies. There's a washer I don't want to lose. I mean, I guess it's just a regular ass washer, but this looks kind of new. So, I mean, obviously somebody's been here, but got my positive here that's way too long. We'll worry about that later. Okay, I tightened that up. So now this thing, I don't know, that looks important. So I'm gonna hook this up to this. I don't know what this stuff is over here, but it, like I said, it looks important. So probably strip this down back to clean metal, or 65-year-old clean-ish metal. And then I'm probably not gonna solder it right now. Probably just twist it on, put some electrical tape over it or something. But then obviously, like, if I can start getting stuff to work, I can make stuff kind of more semi-permanent. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just to see if we actually get like a better connection, maybe I should just solder an eyelet on that, and then I can just, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that's the move. All right, I got my soldering iron hooked up off camera. So I could probably just not do any of this. If you're wondering, like, hey, why is he doing all this stuff if he doesn't even know, you know, if it turns over, or if the starter works, or if the whatever, you know, whatever. As I said earlier in the video, I've wanted one of these little weirdo Datsuns for probably about 3-4 years. I clearly like Japanese mini trucks, but these are just so weird and cool. All right, that's not very good, but not very bad either. I need better pliers. Where'd my channel locks go? Okay. This is not gonna be the best solder. This is honestly like probably way too thick for this soldering iron, but it'll hold it in place. All right, still kind of hot. Yeah, a little bit, not too hot. Just gonna hit this with some red electrical tape for now. Maddox 12 volt / 24 volt remote start switch, heavy duty, long lasting push button stitch switch, start and crank from either side of the vehicle. Cool. Got to get this out of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and get this plugged up before I put the battery in, because I got a little bit more room. Hopefully I don't break this one in 10 minutes like the last one. F for starter. And then I'll use my little finger eyes here to try to find that little tab. Doesn't feel like it's gonna stay on there very good, so that's great. I don't remember what I was gonna say. It almost wants to touch the positive cable is what I'm saying. So let's get this battery cable up out of the way. Oh, All right, positive engage. Negative engage, I didn't get any sparks. Woo, I'm real nervous, my heart's beating. Starter, oh yeah, I got the red light. So, all right, moment of truth. Holy crap. Only juice came out of the first cylinder, which is kind of weird, but cylinder 2's got compression. Cylinder 3's got compression. Cylinder 4's got all of the compression. Okay. Well, that's freaking awesome. Hot diggity dog, we're gonna have a runner. I was really worried about the starter not working. I was really worried about the clutch being stuck, or the flywheel being broken, or the motor not turned. Well, I knew the motor turned, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm so stoked right now. All right, as much as I'm tempted to just try to see if I'm getting spark out of one of these coils or wires, I am going to, well, first of all, I'm going to disconnect the negative so nothing gets freaky while I'm tinkering. But I'm going to just go ahead and replace this coil, just so we're not second guessing a bunch of crap. And I bought a coil and it was only 15 bucks. So it's worth it for the peace of mind. I'm keeping this truck. Let's replace the coil. One weird thing about this truck, let me show you. So one weird thing about this truck is, can you see the distributor here? Let me get a flashlight. Okay, so it's got this weird distributor that, like, you don't just, like a normal distributor with the spark plug wires, and they got the little boot and the little thingy and it connects. This one is not like that at all. So if these plugs don't work, I can't just go buy new plugs, and I can't just replace the plugs. So I really hope all these spark plugs work, and I really hope this coil wire works. But I'm gonna go ahead and replace the coil. I mean, there is a way, I'm sure, that I could figure out how to take apart the distributor cap, and then I guess, I don't know how the wires go in there, but I could reverse engineer it if I absolutely need to, but I'm hoping that I don't have to do that. So yeah, so let's get this coil replaced. Looks like 8mm maybe? Yep. I also want to see how this is mounted. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark the positive side with a piece of red electrical tape. It's pretty obvious because it goes to the fuse block, but I might also need to end up making a jumper wire off of the battery, but literally it's right here, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. What did I just, okay. Cool. This is a custom coil mount, I think, so that's pretty neat. Anyway, we're gonna keep this coil, and we'll test him later, see if he works. I'll show you my treasures. Alright, so in the cab of this truck, we have the grill, and then a random assortment of things. So windshield wiper blade, which is good, at least I have one of them. Here is, assuming the coil that was in there, but the thing that I like, that I want, that is good, is that it has the coil mount. The front running lights or tail light housings, well, one of them. And then here's the air cleaner, or air filter, air cleaner, whatever you want to call it. Here, I think this is the license plate light. And then there's some door wigglers, some nuts and bolts, whatever this is, looks neat. Here is a visor thingy. Oh, here's the other one of these. so that's good. I can clean these up at least enough to work. Some nuts, some bolts, some other little thingies, and then this Datsun emblem that's very rusty and disgusting. But hey, it's a Datsun logo thingy. This is probably worth 20 bucks. Okay. Slap this thing with some lubricant so it's easier to get out. Get lubricant all over my hands so I smell like PB Blast for a week. Let's see if this will work. Yep. Impact got it out. Did it correctly. And I got the positive on passenger side, negative on driver's side, just like it was. And like I said, if this ends up not working for one reason or the other, I might end up needing to run a jumper, because this goes into the fuse block. I do have some extra fuses, but I don't know the condition of this fuse block, so. All right, good on the positive. I'll hit that with a wrench here in a second. Oh, and then another worry that we do have is the points. Looks like it's going to kind of be a nightmare to get to this distributor, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully, whoever the last feller here, they just did all the things correctly, and we don't have to worry about it. All right. And then I'm going to cut this giant zip tie because it's annoying me and it's in the way. I also don't like that it is hooked up to a brake line, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go ahead, maybe, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna mess with this boot. I don't want to accidentally pull off the lead. I am gonna grab some contact electrical cleaner stuff. Well, no, I'm actually not, because I don't know where mine is. So we will at least hit this with some Scotch-Brite. All right, we're on spark plug number 1. That should be a small enough gap, I guess. Plug this and onto our positive. All right, here we go. All right, we're not getting any spark. So how about, let's hook a jumper wire up first to the coil. All right, I've got the perfect length jumper wire here that I made, I think, when we were working on the Plymouth. All right, let's try to see if we can get spark now. Hook my negative back up. Hook my switch back up. I hear something clicking. Wow, that's the turn signal relay. All right, take 3. All right, testing for spark. No spark. Set up a light. Try to help you guys see a little bit better. I don't know if it's really gonna help, but. All right. Probably clean these contacts. I also haven't tried to get this thing to top dead center, so that's also, timing is also a thing that we have not considered. Yeah, those points, I'm sure you can't see them, but those points look pretty crusty. So let me grab a piece of sandpaper. It looks like they're open right now. Yeah, they're very crusty. Okay, let me grab a piece of sandpaper, clean the rotor, clean the distributor cap, clean the points. 400 grit sandpaper. fold it up a couple times. Oh no, I dropped the rotor cap. That's okay. I need to clean it anyway. The points aren't all the way open, but they're not all the way closed either. I can't find my electrical cleaning stuff. Also, I have no idea which way this... Oh, it only goes on one way. Okay, I was gonna say I have no idea how this thing goes on here. But it only goes on one way, so that's okay. All right, getting some fresh sandpaper. Let's hook everything back up and see if we're getting spark at the points. Make sure nothing's in the fan. All my spark plug wires are over here chilling. We are hooked up here. Let's run our jumper. All right, spark at the points. Let's see it. Yep, it sparked for a second. We're just gonna go ahead and replace this wire. Let's try that. The nut holding this wire on is literally the smallest nut I've ever seen in my life. Okay. This connection to the distributor the best I can. Man, I wish I had some of that. I had some like electrical contact cleaner stuff. I don't know where it went, so okay, I found it. Should I just spray it in here? I mean, I don't think it's gonna hurt. I'm just gonna go kind of light on it. Ain't gonna hurt. And then I'll clean the points one more time before I hook back in. So, to the distributor, checking for spark again. Took our coil back up. I don't think I bumped the buy yourself switch too much. Okay, I think you can see the distributor. See if we get spark. Make sure nothing's hitting the fan. I don't love where these spark plugs are. Okay, here we go. Looking for spark. I saw it for a second. Did you see it for a second? Let's try to clean those points again. Got a file. So, I know it's getting... I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm getting intermittent spark at the coil. So, I'm guessing they're just dirty. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? Rotor cap's pretty clean now. I don't know where my whole sheet of sandpaper went, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna try to see if we can get spark one more time. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it. All right. Oop. Dropping stuff. All right. Give me spark. Nothing. I made it worse. Let's see if we can... Did I forget to hook something up? Can we get spark? Oh yeah. Yeah, we get spark like that. I wonder if we get spark with no jumper wire. Nothing. Why aren't we getting spark? It's weird that we're getting spark intermittently. That's my thing. Let's disconnect the negative battery again. None of my cables or anything are getting hot, so that's good. Let's hit it with some of this. And let me find my sandpaper. I'm just gonna sand on these points for a few minutes off camera. we got spark jumping around up here. So, I don't love that. Maybe I can try to put a different boot on this or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get a different boot on this because we can't be having that. All right, plugging this back in. I spit on it to try to lubricate it. There we go. Cool. All right, hopefully that solves our spark jumping. Okay, I did some Googling and it basically said that it might be because of your other stuff going on, basically ish, sort of. So we're just gonna pretend it's not happening for right now, and then hopefully it'll just stop happening is basically what that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put the rotor cap back on. I guess we could check, let's go ahead and check initial ignition timing. And then also let's make sure, I don't know if there's any timing marks down here. There's not. So maybe there is. I don't think there is, but we can at least see, we can at least verify number one. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna disconnect the coil because all I'm trying to do is just spin the motor. I'm gonna stick my finger in number one. First I'm gonna do this. Stick my finger in number one, and then with the cap back on, the rotor should be pointing at number one. So I'm just gonna bump it. All right, that came up. And then, did you hear that? I'm just gonna see if that cylinder is up here. We might be able to bump it just a hair more. My wife just came out to say goodbye to me. So I'm gonna bump this a little bit more. There we go. Now that piston should be right up at the top. And it is. Yep, just verifying. I'm just cleaning these contacts with this little file, and then I will hit it with some Scotch-Brite. Okay, so one is over here, and then it kind of like, because it's a circle, like I can't, yeah, it's not like a normal distributor. So 1, 3 is over here, and then 4 is back here. 1, 3, 4, and then 2 is here. So let me grab these new spark plugs. We know our firing order is correct. There's supposed to be marks. Oh, you know what? There are. I do see some marks on the back. You probably can't see them. There's little notches down there that I can see. So I can at least see them. So we're close enough. Obviously, unless the timing chain is loose, I mean, it'll still probably kind of run, sort of. We're close enough. Here's some spark plugs from 1995. So that's kind of cool. You can imagine why they're from 1995. I'm gonna gap them with the wrong gapping tool, and then we're gonna stick them in there. So I got this Datsun manual for the 320s. 0.6 to 0.8 millimeters. Does this have millimeters on it? Yes. So I'm gonna do 0.7. That's in the middle. All right, I'm using, my dad gave me this spark plug 13/16 Craftsman spark plug socket. I got them all finger tight already. I obviously don't want to crank them to Alabama. Very gently. I'm always freaked out about spark plugs breaking off in the head, so I don't tighten them that much. All right, hook her back in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, and I also don't know if I have it in a good spot to do spark things, but we're going to see. Give me some spark. Oh yeah, that's sparking. Was it sparking up here at the coil again? Hell no, it wasn't. All right, let's put this spark plug back in. It definitely sounded a lot different with spark plugs in. It kind of freaked me out at first. Put this spark plug in, make sure all these spark plug cables are connected correctly. And then, should I pull the carburetor? No, we're not going to pull the carburetor right now. Probably should, but I'm not going to. So, also, never mind. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Let's get this spark plug back in. Removing all of my treasures. Old spark plugs. Tools. What else we got? We got my adult beverage. Let's just, you know, I see a little secret in this carburetor. Let me try to get that little secret out. Where'd my file go? There's like it looks like a worm or something. I'm sure it's not a worm. What are you? It's a little secret. It's a piece of wheat. Come on, little piece of wheat. I don't want you in the carburetor. Come on. Wheat doesn't... What in the... I almost said the F word. Come on, little wheat. Look. Look, guys. It's a piece of wheat. Anyway, we got that wheat out of here. Gas. I assume these little doohickeys here fill the bowl. All right, that's good. We're just going to see what happens with that. Here we go. First start in however long it hasn't been started. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Hey, I'll count that. Where'd my little squirt bottle go? I think I need a bigger squirt bottle. I underestimated the squirting. All right. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Well, hot friggin' dog. I can't see. There's a glass. Well, is that even glass? If it's glass, you can't see through it anymore. Anyway, let me get some more fire juice. All right. How does this even work? Take 4, take 3. All right. Here we go. Okay, well, it damn near idled. Let me see if I can keep it running. All right, here we go. Oh yeah! All right, we'll call that a win. It was idling. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and there's no weird noises happening. The carburetor is not really doing carburetor things, and also we don't have a fuel supply. There is a mechanical fuel pump down here. Whether or not that's worth messing with, I don't really know. I think I want to go ahead and it's ran long enough that I think we should just go ahead and change the oil. We have time for that. And then maybe I can see about some sort of temporary fuel system. I got about an hour and 45 minutes tonight before I'm going to hang out with the family. So let's go ahead and change the oil now that we know that it runs and it doesn't sound like it's about to throw a rod through the block like the Mazda. It's a 22 millimeter on the drain plug in case you have a Datsun 320 and you want to change your oil. All right, I got it. See if there's anything scary that comes out. Nope. A little bit of gobbledygook on the yeah, a little bit of really fine metal shavings on that, but it's also a 60-year-old motor, so what do you expect your 60-year-old Datsun 320 to have on its drain plug? Okay, while that is draining, this has got one of the cartridge situations. What do we think this is? Probably like a 17? Oh, nope. Not a 17. I'll bet it's a 15. Yep, nope, maybe. I guess it also could be a standard size. Do I have a 16? Is it a 15? I think I just tried 15. I think it's a 16 millimeter. All right, 16 millimeter socket engage. I have never changed the oil on a 1965 Datsun 320, but I did get what I believe to be is the proper oil filter from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. We got the Wicks. I guess the part number's 51300. It looks like this. We're gonna clean this filter housing out with some brake clean. So there's like kind of a pool. Let me get a rag. It looks like whoever was here last didn't put any of those O-rings in. Okay. Drain plug. Man, he's still leaking, ain't he? Well, that's, you know, this has been draining for like 20 minutes, so I ain't scared, okay? Ain't scared. All right, I'm looking at the manual again, and it says 3.1 liters. So I don't know what that means in quarts, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so oil has oil cans, but oil bottles have liters on them. But I also got some dang zinc additive. So I'm just gonna do about half this bottle of zinc additive, and then I'm gonna do about 3 liters of oil. That seems like that'll be about 3.1 liters. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll have some zinc additive for the next piece of shit car or truck that we bring in here. All right, half a bottle. Why can't I see anything? I can always check the dipstick. All right, that seems good enough. All right, so the last filler that was here, he used this. And I'm not in love with this, but I'm probably gonna put a new carburetor on this tomorrow anyway. Well, there's a hole in that. Is there a return on this thing? No. I guess I could put new fuel hose on this. All right, step one. Well, I already did step one. I removed the old fuel hose that had holes in it. Step 2 is going to be clean this. Don't get brake clean in your mouth. Clean this thing out. I need to keep my face away from it. All right, I got some fuel line. I'm gonna cut more than I think that I need because I stuck it up over here, but I don't love that. I'm gonna cut this here because I'm not gonna be using this anyway if I end up using that Weber. And then the gravity feed won't have to go like up and over. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put a towel in this because there still might be some gas. And I'm just gonna zing zing. All right, instead of possibly dying, I'm just gonna cut it with a hacksaw. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna sit this thing here. Obviously not going to put a ton of gas in this. I resituated it. It should, I don't see any leaks. So that's really cool. Here we go. I don't know if maybe we're not getting enough fuel pressure. Am I still leaking oil? I don't know about that either. This friggin' thing keeps falling down. I don't want to torque that too much. Let's try it again. I just don't think that the carburetor is doing carburetor things, because we should totally be getting fuel out of here. Like, there should be getting fuel should be going to the carburetor. We're not leaking oil anymore. Well, my daughter came out to talk to me, but it just so happened to idle while I was doing that. So, beating on it with that ratchet worked. It doesn't sound too terrible. Let me see if I can see if the accelerator pump works. No, it's just sucking more air. I'm just gonna let it idle for a while, and then I gotta pull off the back wheels and break loose those drum brakes so I can push it the rest of the way into the garage. Hot diggity dog, it's idling. Really bad, but it's idling. All right, I'm gonna shut her down. So that's pretty much going to be it for the day. I am going to pull off these back
wheels and tires and just try to unlock the rear wheels because they don't want to turn, and I can't push it into the garage, and I don't feel like using the courier again to push it. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then we'll be back on it tomorrow.